Dexy, I know you're gonna kill this shit.
Yo, people, you telling me back again for another footy talk, bruv. And boy, no 3 points collected, bruv, for either of our teams, Monts. What you telling me, bro?
I think that was probably the worst midweek of football I could have asked for. City dropping points, Arsenal shithousing a win, us getting barebacked by Wolves, the madness in that. And then you man losing to 10 men. Like, man are gonna say, I'm happy you man lost. Ha he, and we'll get to that as much as we'll get to Liverpool. But it just means that I could have been right there. That's all it means. That if I just done what I was supposed to be doing, I could have been right there. That's it. You know what I mean? That's all it is. What you man? What's you man's goal difference? Let me double check your goal difference.
I don't know, but it's better than yours. It has to be.
Yeah, your goal difference is 2 more than mine. Do you see what I'm saying? And by the way, my goal difference was 11 going into the game. Yours is 11 now. So if I win, I'm third. I win, I'm third. Just have to beat Wolves. See what I'm saying? See what I'm trying to get at here.
Who you got
And
next?
my bug is it Fulham? No, we ain't got Fulham. Tottenham at Anfield.
Yeah.
So again, you'd like to say it should be 3 points, but the loss is always around the corner. I don't know. For me, what's getting me mad is that, like, it was just the worst way the week could have gone, the midweek fixtures could have gone. And because we're all FA Cup, well, most of us obviously FA Cup on the weekend, man's got a then Champions League. I'm waiting, and the next league game's in like 11 days, bro. Like, so man's got to dwell on this league defeat. Yeah, cool, we got them again tomorrow.
I know, it's the worst thing, man. Having to wait till the next game, bro. It's like an international break almost.
For you, man. Yeah, not for you, man. You man got a layover. You man got layovers every game now. That's what it's looking like. There's going to be so many
needed
games.
that. The 2 games, the funny thing is the 2 games that we dropped points in are the 2 times we've had to play twice in 3 days or 4 days. Could be a coincidence. Do you know what I mean? But it probably isn't.
I remember, I think Chelsea had 1 game a week at a time. Was it Chelsea? Someone like, when you do have that 1 game a week, bro, second you start playing games in close proximity, you know what I'm saying? The kneecaps are a bit heavy, but listen, like, I don't even know where to start, whether it's starting on Liverpool or whether it's starting on United. Yeah, maybe United because the game's just happened. It's fresher in my memory, of course. But like, brother, I've been saying for a while, Mbeumo's all-round game is so bad. It's so
bro,
bad.
You're the same guy that was defending Mo Salah, bro. They're the same player, bro.
No, but Mbeumo can't pass. Salah can pass.
Hey, bro, that's a reach.
Mbeumo will never get 18 assists in a season in his life.
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with his ability to pass the ball, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It is though, because 18 is a substantial. You can scam 8 assists.
Out of them 18 assists, yeah, like how many of them were sweaties, blood? Most of them. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you can scam. Like, do you know what it is? You can, if someone is a certain way that you don't like the way they play, then at least be a master of the craft that you do. Do you see what I'm saying? No one gets better numbers than Salah in the league. No one.
Yeah, but that's because of the team. That's not because of him.
Mbeumo can't, bro. Rants. Mbeumo can't get 30 goals, bro. If he's getting 30 goals, I'm not sitting there saying his all-round game is shit. No, he gets 30 goals. He's scoring 30 goals, Rants. He's scoring 30 goals, bro.
But it doesn't matter. That's bro, my thing is. My thing is, it doesn't matter. No, but this is why. But this is why I will never agree with a lot of you, man. Because just because a man gets output, yeah, that doesn't mean, yeah, that you can just excuse the blatant holes in their game, bro. And that's what a lot of you, man, do, bro. And this is why with players like Erling could score 500 goals in a season, bro. I can see all the holes.
He won't get no Ballon d'Or. He won't get no Ballon d'Or.
I can see all the holes in his game, and I can see exactly why. Yeah, I can see exactly why he's not up there with the great strikers that I've seen before, because he's got way too many holes in his games. I don't care how many goals he scores.
Yeah, but
if you need to score goals to justify your inclusion in the team, for me, it's not enough, bro.
No, bro, Rant. Outside of Salah, we share the same opinion. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can't similar outside of Salah, because that means you're not thinking with your head. You're thinking with emotions.
I am thinking my head, because for me, I think your opinion on Salah is too far left. Yeah, there's bias in my opinion. I'm not saying there isn't bias in my opinion, but I also think when people are getting onto Salah's all-round game has been dead for like 2 years now. I'd say 3 years. It's been dead for 3 years, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? When I say dead, when we say Salah's all-round game is dead, people are saying, Hazard is Salah, Hazard versus Salah this, Hazard versus Salah that. Salah's all-round game before the drop-off, it was just decent. It was just decent with exponential output. Do you get it? Exponential output. Mbeumo's all-round game is actually shit. Like, it's actually shit.
It's as shit as Salah's.
Like, Salah, like, Mbeumo can't pass like Salah. He can't. Whether you like it or not, he can't pass.
Salah can't pass, bro.
Yes, Salah can pass.
No, he can't. He tries to spam
his man, but he can still
he just spams, bro. Just like Mbeumo. Mbeumo is actually his crossing actually is not too bad, but his actual like link one touch passing is rubbish, bro. Salah ain't no link man, bro.
I didn't say you can say Salah ain't no link man, but the way him and
he can't pass, bro. Listen.
So when Salah, Mane, and Firmino were linking up all them time, Salah wasn't a part. He wasn't a part of any of
Hey,
it.
brother, let's be honest, yeah, Monts, because what you're doing is you're being obtuse now, yeah. Like
I'm not being obtuse.
passing in football is a spectrum, yeah. It's a spectrum. Nobody cannot pass completely because passing a ball 5 yards, a 5-year-old can do that. So when we say a man can't pass, we don't mean he actually cannot pass because that doesn't make sense, innit? But what man's saying is, yeah, this guy's supposed to be an elite footballer that man are putting in Ballon d'Or conversations, yeah, and very basic passing, yeah, man is not good at.
Right. But you just said it yourself.
He's not good at.
But
A broken clock is right twice a day. If he keeps trying to spam these Travellas with the outside of the foot, yeah, someone's going to get on the end of it eventually. But this guy cannot pass.
I'm not talking about the Travella. I'm not even talking about the Travella. I didn't even bring up the Travella.
No, because that's about you. You love talking about the Travella as an example of the fact that he can pass. He can't pass.
No. Again, you're talking, Rants. You're talking about a Salah that's being compared to players you don't think he should be compared to as a footballer, and I completely understand that. I've always said that Salah doesn't look at guys like Hazard when it comes to the all-round manipulation of the ball and stuff, all of these parts of the game. First of all, Hazard's not a better passer than Salah. That's one. He's a better every other asset of the game, most other assets of the game, and you can screw your face up that, bro. Hazard can't pass like Salah. That's the bottom line. He doesn't need to pass like Salah because he can take on more players. He's better with the ball. He's a better manipulator of the football. His first touch is better. Like, I've not said Salah's an all-round better footballer than Hazard. I've never put that one out there. I've never put that one out there. What I'm saying is that his comparisons lie with players of the upper echelon. Mbeumo is bang in his 20s, in his mid-20s, and his all-round game is shit. Salah's game never this shit in his 20s, bro. We're looking at the Salah now that his all-round game's been watched for 3-4 years, bro. Do you see what I'm saying? Salah's 33. How old's Mbeumo? Bro? How old's Mbeumo? Someone get me his age. Because Mbeumo, there's no excuse for Mbeumo's all-round game to be this shit already, bro. Someone let me know. His all-round game is not of the standard, but he gets his goals, and you need your goal getters. But you don't get your goal getters on the level of Mo Salah does. Do you know what I'm saying? You cannot sit there and people are gonna get hot. Oh yeah, bro, you lot are talking about Salah now. When Salah was in Mbeumo's age, his all-round game was way better. Linking up with Firmino, flicks and tricks, all of that stuff with Mane and that. You cannot tell me that Salah had zero linkage to his game, zero mileage outside of his goals. And that's why I think you go too far left. Now, am I saying there's a bit of bias in what I'm saying? Because obviously he's my player. Yes, I'm going to say that. Which is why I feel like there's a little bit of bias to when you speak about one of your players. That's fine. Usually we're quite objective with the players we talk about, which is why we do the show. But generally speaking, you lot are talking about the Salah you've seen recently. When Salah was 28, 29, or 27, brother, we was doing way more than what Mbeumo was doing in his all-round game.
Yeah, and he was also in a more successful team. Let's not take the piss, innit? What you need to relax with,
we were competing for top goal
because I let you talk. You see Mo Salah, yeah? Mo Salah has built a whole career off his athleticism. You're overestimating his technical ability. It's never been there, bro. Because guess what? You know the good thing about technical ability? It doesn't vanish. You know, it doesn't vanish. That's why you can see 50-odd-year-old Zinedine Zidane still being able to pass the ball and manipulate the ball. He just doesn't have the athleticism anymore, because your technical ability as a footballer doesn't leave you. So let me tell you something. You see, when players age, yeah, and all of a sudden, yeah, they dramatically fall off a cliff, it's because their technical ability wasn't there in the first place, bro, and it was masked with athleticism. And it doesn't just happen in football, it happens in basketball, it happens in boxing, it happens in every sport. Players that rely on athleticism, as soon as that starts to dwindle, yeah, their careers just vanish, bro. This is what happens in sport, bro. And this is where you separate the real technicians, the real craftsmen, yeah, from the athletes, bro. And Mo Salah is an athlete, bro. He's not a footballer like Hazard. So to say that he can pass better than Hazard, he can't do anything with a football better than Eden Hazard.
He can pass better than Hazard.
Nothing. He can't do a single thing with a football that Hazard can't do in his.
We can agree to disagree with that.
Nothing, bro.
Salah's a better passer than Hazard, bro.
Nothing at all. Do you know what I'm saying? Hazard, so man's not trying to hear that. Not pass, not dribble, not shoot, not anything.
Brother, I've watched Hazard as long as everyone else has, bro.
Bro,
Like, I'll tell
it
you
don't
right now.
matter. It don't matter how long you watch it.
Go and bring me Hazard's best 15 assists. It doesn't get near Salah's best 15. It doesn't even get near. It doesn't
what
get
does that
near.
mean?
It doesn't
What does
get
that
near.
even mean?
What do you mean? What does it mean?
Man said best 15 assists, bro. Listen, at the end of the day, you know what's amazing about football? Just because someone has the audacity, yeah, or the unintelligence to try something, that doesn't mean that you're better at something than someone. Because I can be in a position, yeah, and I can just slide the ball in between the two defenders and you can score. Or
Of course,
I can do it outside of the foot, fucking audacious cross, yeah, that ends up going to the wrong person and I get an assist for it, bro. What was
to
the better
wrong
assist?
person.
What was the better assist?
No, obviously, what you're
The better assist was
intended.
the
Oh,
one,
obviously,
yeah.
I agree. What
Was
you're
the
intended
one
to do.
that made
Are you
fucking sense, bro.
implying that? So you're implying that when Salah does it, it's not intended for the right
Brother,
player.
I've seen Salah, yeah, play a Trevella pass to somebody and it's missed them and gone to the guy behind them and they scored, bro. And then man are getting the assist for that and you're saying, oh, it was a great pass. No, bro, you missed your intended target, bro. This is what you did. I've seen this guy get an assist from miscontrolling the ball, bruv. Do you remember that one, Mons?
No one's talking about.
Do you remember that one?
Bro. But I'm not talking about.
Do you remember that?
But I'm
Do
not
you
talking
remember
about
that? How many times in your life have you seen Eden Hazard miscontrol of football?
I've seen many players get assists from stuff they haven't meant to do.
Brother, you're the one that said,
also Hazard most of his career.
You're the one that said best assists.
Huh?
You said best assists. So
that wouldn't be anywhere near.
Because aesthetically, apparently your assists look better than mine aesthetically.
No,
they are better.
No, they are better, bro. My thing is that, as I said, I've said strictly passing. If you're telling me if Hazard weaves through 3 players, then puts it on a plate for a player, that's different. I'm not, which is why I've said I've not put Salah near Hazard in most other facets of the game. But I know I've watched both players, and I'm not saying Salah intends everything he does. Just like how Mane didn't intend a lot of things he did. Everyone still sucks him off the same way. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't talk about it that way. Mane was just as Mane was just as sporadic.
Yeah, they're both clumsy ballers. I agree.
But he gets spoken about in a completely different light. To Salah.
I don't necessarily think so.
But the thing is, when Mane's legs went, he's done. When Mane's legs went, he was done. Salah's legs went, and he continued to do what he could do. That's the bottom. That's the bottom line. That's still a part of the game. Mane died out because his athleticism went. He died out, bro. He died out. Salah's athleticism went, and he went on to win Liverpool a league. He went on to carrying the team. Salah's levels dropped, and Liverpool dropped. Coincidence? I think not.
It is a coincidence.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's not.
It's not a coincidence. It is. You know who else died as well? Your captain died as well. Robbo's 50 years old. Like, there's loads of things that happen. Your squad building is the reason why you're shit like this. It's not just because Salah's not.
I didn't say it's just because Salah. It's not just because of Salah. I'm saying
look, fucking aged out at the same time.
Our overall output has dropped. As Salah's dropped, we don't score no goals. We score goals, but we don't score goals.
Months, it was coming, mate. It was coming. That's too simplistic for you to say, because Salah's died, we've died. No, like the way that you've recruited and the way that you built your squad has been poor and you're getting found out, mate.
No, there's many reasons. As I said, the manager's tactics. Ekatike's on his own. There's isolation. Obviously, Isak's injured. We don't have Diaz, so there's less profiles of wingers. Yes, but one of the main reasons, as I said, just like how you say it was Klopp's team last season. That's how you say, and I agree with that as well. Just like how you say the players won in spite of the manager rather than because of the manager. A big reason of that was Virgil and Salah. Massive reasons for that. Salah was in all-timer form, and obviously we've gone on and won the title off the back of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, to sit there and say that that Mo Salah is this and the third, and then Mane weren't. It's mind-blowing to me because they're, as you said, they're both clumsy players.
Brother, I didn't even bring up Mane.
I'm saying
rate him like that either.
I didn't say you brought up Mane, but do you get what I'm saying? I'm using Mane as the example. Do you know what I'm saying? There's obviously many factors as to why. We've spoken about many factors as to why Liverpool are shit. You know what I'm saying? Arguably, could this have happened last season? It probably could have happened last season. Maybe it was a year too late. It could have happened last season. But again, Salah was in the form of his life, broke every record. Virgil was doing Virgil things. And Trent wasn't even really mad around like that last year because he was injured. Trent had a lot of injuries last year. He wasn't the best Trent that we've seen. Not, let's be honest.
Well
Trent weren't
then,
the best
like
Trent
I
we saw
said,
last
you
season.
won the league last season, yeah, because everyone else underperformed. That's why you won the league, not because you were great. So you can give
Yeah,
these
but
guys all the
but that's
plaudits.
that's not the question.
No,
That's
but
not,
you can give these guys all the plaudits, but you're overstating how well these men were playing, bro. You're overstating it. And it's okay because you won.
and
You're allowed to. Like they say,
I'm
yeah,
not
history is
overstating.
written by the victors, innit? So because you won, you can rewrite history now
I
and
didn't
pretend
say,
that
bro.
you, man, were that good because you weren't.
Bro, I did it, but when did the words come out of my mouth and say we were this amazing team?
No,
Those
but
words
you
didn't
said it
come
was
out of my
because
mouth.
of them two.
I
Like
told
them
you
man
that-
were doing, them
Rants,
man were
I
doing
told
up
you that- I
fucking
told you
Clark
that-
Kent. It weren't that, bro.
Rants, I told you the facts, not my opinion. I told you the facts. I
The
didn't tell you
facts
my
are
opinion.
Arsenal drew 14 games, bro. Those are the facts.
Yeah, brother, whether Arsenal drew 14 games or not, Salah also was in all-timer form in terms of statistically, as I said. I'll make sure I'm choose my words properly. Statistically, all-timer form. You see what I'm saying? That's a fact. That's not my opinion. Virgil was the best defender in the league. Like he was the best defender in the league.
So his stats means that he was playing well. That's what you're telling me, even though the eye test
Salah.
don't say that.
You talking about Salah?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Salah, as I already said, his all-round game has been mad questionable for 3+ years. That includes the season where we won the league. But when you were scoring and assisting at the rate that he was, and to be fair, Salah's first like 5 months last season, he actually was playing well. It was when we hit like December, not even December, January. It was like January. It got real eyesore bad, even worse than what people say. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but the bottom line is that Liverpool last season, yes, the other teams are bad. You can even use the argument this season that teams aren't good. You can use the same argument this season. Yes, but the job still needs to get done. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and Roms can say all he wants. Because when I've had conversation with Roms, he just doesn't like Salah being spoken about on the same level as Hazard.
Nobody does. But his all-round game has always been questionable. Two things can be true.
Two things can be true, but I've had enough conversation with Roms where I don't need to challenge that. I need to
I hear that, but that's what I've been saying, bro. At the end of the day, GA, yeah, you know the beauty of the modern game, GA covers up a whole load of bullshit. It covers up a whole load of bullshit, and this is why I don't like it, because people start to lead conversations, yeah, with the GA thing. I've seen it at my club. Do you know what I'm saying? I've seen it at my club with Bruno. I'm seeing it with the
you just
Sesko
confirmed
situation.
it there, by the way. You just confirmed it.
What's that?
You just confirmed what I said in the chat as well. You just confirmed what I said in the chat. He doesn't. Go on.
I'm seeing the same shit with Sesko. Man are like, Sesko scored 7 in 7, so he has to start. Do you know what I'm saying? Like all of these things, bro. Just because you're scoring goals don't mean you have to start, bro. Scoring goals from the bench is still a role in the team. You're still part of the squad.
It's an important role as well, because
it's a very important role, bro. Because now in the modern game, when you've got 5 subs, that means, yeah, the subs are even more important because you can change a whole game with 5 substitutions. That's half your outfield players, because goalkeepers don't get changed. So the fact that I have 5 subs, if you're scoring goals from the bench, you're a very valuable part of the squad. It doesn't mean you have to start, because I need goals on the bench. That's why I've got 5 of you.
No, I hear it, but I'm just saying solely on the Salah thing. Like, me and you will always disagree on this till the cows come home. I'm not sitting here saying Salah is in the conversations with Hazard, Neymar, and all these guys when it comes to all-round play.
Yeah, but neither am I.
I won't say that, huh?
But neither am I, though.
I know, but I'm saying that. But what I don't agree with that you're saying is that I think you overdo it when it comes to his all-round game being as bad as it is, and I think that his all-round game has been as bad as what people say in the latter end. He was a lot better, and don't get me wrong, Salah is more of an athlete. Yes, I've not denied that. He is more of an athlete. He is ridiculous. He was ridiculously quick and strong, but you don't do what he's done for the amount of time that he's done if your all-round game is completely shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Mane was an athlete. Firmino was the actual footballer out of the 3. Nowhere, those two were nowhere near him in terms of intelligence in the game, how to read the game, first touch, reading of the open spaces, weight of pass, all these things. But at the same time, as I said, Firmino elevated their game. But both of their legs went, and there's still something for me in terms of game IQ. When your game has to change, how do you change it? And how do you make that? How do you make that benefit the team and still be the man of all these things? Mane couldn't do. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. Everyone loves him the same, but he couldn't do it. And it's fine. I listen. People can do the Salah Mane thing to the cows come home. Both of them are my players. I love them both to bits. But at the end of the day, Salah refined this game to at least be the final third player that he is now. My only point between him and Mbeumo was that Mbeumo's all-round gameplay is shit in his 20s. Salah's all-round gameplay is just decent. And now it's really bad.
Mo Salah is a better athlete than Brian. And that's the reason why he was doing what he was doing.
No, Salah's all-round game was better than Mbeumo's.
For me, it's not even about footballing ability, bro. Because at the end of the day, I don't rate neither of their footballing ability that high. I don't, innit? So
yeah, that's fair.
It's just one of those things. It's down to athleticism. Salah's taller, he's stronger, he's quicker, and he has been. And that's the reason why he was putting up the numbers he was putting up. Like, you're completely entitled to disagree with that. You're completely entitled. But it's no surprise that his technical decline,
was so rapid.
It came with his athletic decline because they were linked. The same way when I look at players like Kylian Mbappe as well, as soon as he loses a bit of pace, man are gonna see his technical. You're gonna see his technical flaws because they're there to be seen. There's loads of players like this, but when you're an elite athlete and he's a freakish athlete, when you're a freakish athlete, it covers up a lot of the blemishes. But the beautiful thing about football is Father Time. It always catches up with people, and the best footballers age gracefully. There's no exceptions. There's no exceptions to that, bro. The best footballers age gracefully, bro. The ones that don't are the ones that rely on their athleticism. That's why certain footballers, like Ryan Giggs, was an athlete, but he could play to 40. Why? Because he was technically brilliant. Then you get certain players at 28, they're in the decline because they're technically fucking inferior, bro.
Yeah,
there's no other way, bro.
But Rants, also, what I'll say is that when we're talking about Salah's physical decline, didn't we have the conversation and say that Salah physically isn't actually too much different from last season to this season? There's not a massive difference in his physical. Like Salah, we knew Salah lost a yard from the start of last season, maybe even before that. You know what I'm saying? He's not been blisteringly quick for.
But he's still a genetic outlier, bro. The guy looks like
I'm saying last season.
Stone. So even if he's lost half a yard, he's still a better athlete than a lot of the average players that are still playing in this league. No, but he still is, bro. Even if he's not quicker than them, they're not pushing him over. He can still hold his own against these guys. The difference is, his body, and his speed used to give him a split second to think that he no longer has. And this is where players get found out. A lot of players use athleticism to buy time. And then all of a sudden, you don't have that time no more, bro. Like, this is what happens. That's what aging really is in football. When you're an athlete, all the aging does is you ain't got the time no more. It's like if you're a fighter that relies on reflexes, you get older, your reflexes ain't here. You're getting hit with punches that you never used to get hit with. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just all it is, bro. Sport is sport, bro. Like, sport translates across the board, There's just certain profiles that do not age well, bro. And he's been fortunate that he's been in a team that has been very well drilled by Klopp, know what they're doing, and they've been successful and confident. Because if he was playing in a team that never had the cohesion and the confidence of a Liverpool, his decline would have been visible a lot sooner, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, people look at Salah. No, but the point is they have declined, but they still won the league last year. My point is, if he was at a struggling team, people would have seen his decline a lot earlier because football is a team game. You can be the star of the team, and the team can be carrying you at the same time. This is what a lot of people do not understand about sport in general. You see it in every sport. You see it in basketball. Do you know what I mean? And that's why a lot of basketball fans will look at the Lakers and say, yo, like, cool, LeBron's the star, but we've been carrying him for a while. He's 40 years old. Like, it happens. You can be the star of the team, and you can be getting carried by the team, bro. It happens. Do you know what I'm saying? Liverpool have been carrying Mo Salah, bro. They have. And the difference is he's not scoring now. That's the only difference. Listen to what I'm saying.
Liverpool carried Salah last season.
Listen to what I'm saying. If you've got a player in your team, that doesn't have to defend, that can lose the ball whenever they want, because it sounds like I'm talking about Bruno right now. or it sounds like I'm talking about Erling and some players like that. You see, when players can do whatever they want, yeah, have bad games, not get dropped. You know what I'm saying? Missing open goals, doing all these other things, yeah, and no one blames them, you're being carried, bro, because it's a team sport.
I mean,
That's
other
how
players are
football
doing.
works, bro.
Yeah,
CR7's been carried, yeah, for the best part of fucking 8 years at every club he's been at. And he's still got GA. He's still got GA, bro. This is what being carried looks like in sports, bro. Because it's funny that the fans worship all these players, yeah, but all their teammates resent them slyly. They'll never say. They'll never say. CR7's fucking teammates don't like playing football with him because he's a fucking liability. You have to carry him. Do you know what I mean? This is the reality. Do you think that Kobe and Cass like playing with Bruno when he's leaving all them gaps in midfield and now they have to track extra 2 runners running through? No, they hate it, bro. They just won't say it.
Yeah, they hate it because they don't win, bro. They don't win.
No, it's got nothing to do with it.
It's
got nothing. It's got nothing to do with it because even when you're winning, brother, even when you're winning, you know that you shouldn't be doing all that shit, bro. You know deep down because you're not going to win forever.
So would we? Because again, do you know what it is?
You're not going to win forever, bro.
Certain, yeah, of course, but nothing lasts forever. But everything has their cycles. But at the end of the day, your job as a manager or anyone's job as a manager is to get the best out of certain players, or to get certain players to get the best out of themselves, which is ultimately going to benefit the team more. Getting the best out of Salah was going to give Liverpool the best position properly to win the league. That was going to give us the best chance to win the league.
What word did you say? What word did you say? You said was. That's the past.
Yeah, but again,
this motherfucker
you said Liverpool
has been carried for seasons, bro.
But this is my point. Like Salah, you can say he wasn't, cool. So does that mean every single luxury player that we've seen, every luxury player, whether they're good on the ball, good on the eye, or whatever, who doesn't do the running that the other players do, they're being carried by their teammates?
Yeah, to a certain extent, yes. That's how sport works.
Yeah, I hear that, but those luxury players are the ones that are going to also give your team. Now, don't get me wrong, you can be a player that's going to get you the goals and be in the limelight. And obviously, the guys that are doing the legwork, so i.e. the Wijnaldums, I'll go into Liverpool, the Wijnaldums, the Hendersons, the Fabinhos, the guys that do the dirty work for your other players to shine. Again, in that sort of conversation, you can't sit there and put anyone in Salah's position and say, "Oh, we would have won with this player." Do you see what I'm saying? Like, bro, at the end of the day,
Team sport is about give and take, bro. That's what it's about.
Of course, everyone has their role in the team.
So what you need to understand is, yeah, when you're taking more than you're given and it's not an equal exchange anymore, you become a liability. Do you understand what I'm saying? And this goes for anything in life.
What is he taking?
This goes for anything in life.
Yeah.
At the moment, he's taking way more than he's given because he's not scoring, he's not doing shit, and he don't defend. So you're playing with one less man. This is what I'm trying to say, and this happens the same for Man City. When Erling's not scoring, yeah, he's taking more than he's given, so he should be dropped. But he doesn't get dropped, and they lose games or they draw games. Do you understand what I'm saying, bro? And that's not me necessarily blaming him, but this is why when I pick a team, I will never pick a player that's only good at one thing. I don't care.
But Salah's not only good at one thing. I'm using Salah as an example.
Salah's only good at getting output. As in, if he doesn't get output, he can't justify his selection, bro. Because he doesn't defend. He doesn't keep good shape. It's not like he's holding up the play and doing all these things. If the guy's not getting GA, he's borderline ineffective.
He can hold up the ball. Obviously not as much now.
He's ineffective.
But no. But again, this is what I mean when I say we have to be very selective with the Salah we're talking about. You have to be very selective with the Salah you're talking about, in my opinion. Because, again, on previous seasons, in Salah's pomp, Liverpool were fighting for top 4 when Salah was signed. They were fighting for top 4. We weren't playing European football. The players weren't at their best, and other players had injuries. Salah was a massive part of keeping Liverpool afloat before Van Dijk signed, by the way, because Van Dijk signed in January. We had Lovren in defense. We had other players doing their running. At the end of the day, if a player is going to be as consistent on what they do, then other players doing their running is warranted. Because guess what? Szoboszlai sacrifices a bag of shit for the team. Running, He's been more progressive this season. He's been very good this season. That's why Liverpool are sick. Because Szoboszlai, the player that isn't supposed to be in the limelight, is in the limelight.
Warranted.
Whether people like it or not, Szoboszlai's in Liverpool's limelight, and that's why we're sick, bro. That's why we're sick. Do you know what I'm understand? Salah is dead now. He's rubbish now. I understand.
So why is he starting every week then?
He shouldn't be. Bro, I'm not arguing the case for Salah now. But for them to tell me about Salah 5 years ago is bonkers to me. It's bonkers to me.
Listen.
That's bonkers to me.
Listen, bro. The statement was, man's always been overrated technically, yeah, and he's a player that relies on physicality. That's the reality, bro. Like, whether you're saying that it was worth sacrificing or not worth sacrificing, that's a different conversation. I don't give a toss about that. The facts are, yeah, stats in this game, yeah, are killing football fans' ability to think. Maybe a lot of these men never had the ability to think anyway, because it takes a lot of work. But the facts are, yeah, people are fucking going to stats now and saying this player's playing well. This player's important. The most important players in the game, most of the time, you do not see them. When I look at my football team right now, the most important players are not Mbeumo. They're not Bruno. These are the guys getting the GA, by the way. They're not the most important players, because when I watch Man United play, they're consistently two of the worst players. And when I mean the worst players, I mean in terms of the amount of times they give the ball away, how they give the ball away, how our attacks break down, their decision making. When I watch my team, the most important players are not the guys that are getting the GA, bro. And this is the point. I need people to fucking think, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the thing. People need to think. And this is why I prefer to do the long form shit, because this ain't a Twitter conversation. This ain't a TikTok 30-second conversation.
No,
do you know what I mean? But in football, sometimes things are not nuanced, bro. Some things are not nuanced. Most of the time in football and in sport in general, there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. And just because you get away with doing something the wrong way doesn't mean it's the right way. And I can give you footballing examples. I can give you basketball examples. I can give you boxing examples. There's a lot of great fighters that got away with doing things the wrong way. It doesn't mean it's the right way. Doesn't mean that. Because if a normal human being tries to do that, they get knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Normal people can't fight like Ali. Normal people can't fight like Roy Jones. Do you know what I'm saying? Because man don't have the athleticism to do that. That doesn't mean that the way that Roy Jones fought was wrong. It was right for him, but it's wrong for everyone else. And the same goes for Ali. So just because certain men do things and they get away with it, that doesn't mean that it's right. That's my argument when I watch Bruno. That's my argument when I watch fucking Mbeumo, when I watch players of that ilk. Like the Mo Salahs and all these other guys that get loads of numbers at the fucking expense of what their team has to sacrifice for them to get those. Because their team have to sacrifice a lot for them to get those, bro. And this is why when people are saying, oh, look at all the games that Brian scored in and he's been Man United's, I think one of the guys said he's been Man United's most important signing. I would argue that I can't remember him playing a good game since we signed him. I remember good moments. I don't remember a single good game where at the end of the game, I'm like, yeah, like he was on one today. Like this was his game today. Do you know what I mean? The funny thing is yesterday, Bruno cost us 2 goals, two, not 1, 2. No one's talking about it. And a lot of people don't even realize that Bruno cost us 2 goals yesterday because they're too busy blaming Tyrell Malacia for Bruno fucking giving Cunha a fucking shit pass, and then us getting broken on. So this is why these kind of conversations are important. And this is also why people need to watch football, bruv. They need to ignore the stats, ignore the propaganda, because I've been saying football is currently is based on people's portrayal of the situation. It's a narrative-based sport now. So the media will tell you that this player's been really good, this player's this player's that. And that's the narrative. So when they do bad things, nobody talks about it. Do you know what I mean? I literally watched, I clicked on the highlights of the Man United game. I had to look for 5 highlights before I could see highlights of the second goal we conceded, with the full build-up, because everyone cut off everything and it just showed Newcastle running away. couldn't find it nowhere because they cut things up. So a lot of the guys that are watching highlights, they don't realize that Bruno cost us the second goal. He conceded the penalty when Mazraoui was right there, didn't need to make that challenge. The fucking second, the second goal, Bruno, brother, I'll show you, man. You lot,
I've seen it. I watched the game. I know what he did. He tried to swing. He swung in the wrong delivery.
Brother, no. The second goal, no. What? Look at the pass that he gives Cunha. Guys, make sure you smash the lights as well, because man, I break this down because there's not many people that man can sit down and actually talk football with, innit? So it's one of them ones where we look at this, yeah. Can you man see this, yeah?
Yeah. Can you play that?
All right, cool. Look at that pass from Bruno, yeah, into Cunha, yeah. I've frozen it here. Cunha's in this gap, yeah. He's got 2, 1, 2. There's 5 people in there, 6 people. It's him and Sesko in there. If he passes the ball into Cunha, yeah, what can Cunha really do with this other than what? Turn and maybe shoot. There's no, like, what's he gonna do? Like, so firstly, Malacia's wide open, but you've chosen to play the ball into Cunha. Cool. Probably not the best decision, yeah, because he's surrounded. But if you're gonna pass him the ball, please pass him the ball well. Why is Cunha stretching for the ball, bruv? Look at the weight of this pass, bro. Punch it into his back foot. Look at this pass. He's stretching for it.
And it's bouncing.
So Bruno's killed him.
Yeah.
So straight away, Bruno's lost the ball there. There we go.
Then he's lost his duel. Ball breaks.
And there you go. And now we're done. But man are going to blame Malacia now for this, even though Bruno, 1, picked the wrong pass, 2, executed the pass poorly. And then here we go. Harry Maguire should keep going, really, and Malacia should underlap. Harry Maguire is Manchester United ex-captain, bro. So he's a senior player. So is Bruno. So the first senior players fucked us. Harry Maguire should go over because look where he is. Look where Malacia is. It's quicker for Malacia to run inside and carry Harry and cover Harry Maguire and Harry Maguire to run to the outside. Look at this. And this is what they're not going to show you. But man, I'm going to blame Malacia. Look, Maguire stops and tells him, you go. Why should he go if you're closer? Because you can run in a diagonal line and cut the space off. Malacia is running in a straight line. So who's going to get there quicker, Mons?
No, of course, brother. Like of course, if Malacia has to go centrally and Maguire has to go outwards. If you swap the positions of the players, or if both of them go to one, it leaves the space open, meaning the far defender also has to cover, now leaving another further pass available for the player who's out of the shot. Yeah, out of the shot in the far. And also it's looking like it's a run rate. It's a I don't know who that is in the middle. It might be Ugarte there behind. Yeah. Might be Ugarte, I think it is.
There's Euro there, Ugarte as well, and
Bruno's Ugarte next to him. Yeah. So obviously, again, I understand it. For me, from a defensive point of view, Maguire has to come across. He has to come across.
Of course he does. And we've got 5 players versus 3, bro.
The reason Maguire doesn't come across, is because he knows he don't have the legs. So that's where the lack of
intelligence. That's why.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? He himself is thinking, I have to be ahead of him. I have to drop the defensive line because if he kicks it and runs it when I'm in line with him, I'm done.
Yeah, but the thing is, if he goes across on the diag, he slows down, brother. If he goes across on the diag, automatically Malacia cuts inside, and all of a sudden the danger is completely thwarted now because Maguire's forward, Malacia's tucked inside. We've got Euro covering my man. Ugarte's running back, Bruno's back. So we've got numerical advantage, but Maguire puts the brakes on. And when he puts the brakes on, now Malacia has to run in a straight line to catch someone that he's already behind. Do you understand what I'm saying? Malacia's behind him, Maguire's in front. So that's Maguire's man.
No, 100%. But this is what I'm saying. This is the difference between good defending and bad defending. Go back a few frames. Go back a few frames to where it just was. So a little bit further than this.
Further forward.
Yeah. Slightly forward here. So here, in this position here, Maguire, obviously, yes, he should be coming across. But again, as a defender, he's not made a decision. He's not made any decision. He's not done
precisely. He hasn't.
He's not done, because you know what it is? If you're gonna stay centrally, then you have to commit to staying centrally. You now mark the runner, and Malacia will automatically, he's actually got the legs to go and if he has to take him out, he'll take him out. If he has to commit, you'd rather Malacia commit and get beat in the dire moments of the game, then Malacia kind of be umming and ahhing of what he has to do. Maguire not making a decision leaves Lenny Yoro in a 2v1 because it looks like Maguire is not winning that running race. He's not winning that race. If you look, you can see he's not winning that race. Also, Maguire, even if he tucks back and he holds the line, it makes Osula has to do them. He has to do the maddest round the front delivery that we've seen in the dying numbers of the game after he's run 50 yards. What are the odds of him doing that? It's not like it's all with defending. It's all about decreasing the odds. Once
it's about percentages, and this is why
the worst thing he does is not make a decision, because then it means Malacia has to make
West Ham. We saw Lenny Euro have to make 2 last-ditch challenges, and he done the Pythagoras in his head, blood, when he was running, and he was like, "Yo, like, check the angles, block, boom, boom, boom." Harry Maguire don't make a fucking decision, and then when he decides to tell Malacia to go, he's now getting Malacia to do his work. Malacia gets cooked now because of Maguire. And look, where's Maguire going? He's looking over his shoulders.
He's not
but
making
it's like either you go and cover Tyrell, like what are you doing? Because you're not covering him. You're not covering him. Like, why are you backing off as well? Like, you should be making a 2v1 there because you're not marking anyone. So as soon as he cuts inside of Malacia, he should see you. He should see you. But you backed off and you got your hands behind your back, bro. So man, I'm gonna blame Malacia, but it's Bruno's fault for losing the fucking ball, and putting us in that situation. And Harry Maguire doesn't fucking do anything. And this is the point. Like, man, I'm not gonna break it down for you like that. This is an unbelievable strike, by the way. Like, that can't go nowhere else. That's gone in the side netting.
On his weaker foot as well. It's crazy,
brother. It's gone in the side netting. It can't go nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, we only concede worldies, blood, or pens, bro. Like, so worldy, innit? So
it is.
I'm not blaming.
But you know what it is? The keeper. But I understand he scored a worldie, and but if you actually look on when Maguire is behind Malacia, this is the difference between doubling up and a team that's actually coached defensively in terms of doubling up, or even just defensive instinct. Forget the coach for now. Even if you're talking about defensive instinct, when you double up on a player, their only option should be to go backwards. Now, I understand there's a space that Maguire, if he does double up on Osula, there's a space vacated there, which actually should be the space that Bruno's in, by the way. That Bruno's not there. But at the end of the day, Maguire has to, because Malacia's defended in a way where he knows he's right-footed and he's showing him inside. Probably should still show him to the byline. Probably should still show him to the byline if we're being honest. But Maguire should be in a position where even if you cut in, he shouldn't be able to use you as a marker to find the bottom corner. Yeah, because if that ball was across the floor, it actually still goes in.
Yeah.
If he hits it with a little bit less power, I still think it goes in. Yeah. And that comes with Maguire giving him the extra inch of space by not committing, but not necessarily covering the space. You know, you're not doing either. So either you make sure that shot's not possible, which it was still possible, or as you said in the earlier frame, you come across and Malacia becomes the centre back. And if you know Malacia has not played football, and this is what I mean when you say knowing your players. If Malacia is not a player who's played a lot, he's come back, he's been in and out of the team, so you know, not everything's telepathic. If that's maybe someone, I don't know, Luke Shaw, maybe Luke Shaw makes a different decision. Maybe you don't have to make that communication telepathically. But sometimes when you know your players well enough and you know your player needs to be told what to do because of whatever circumstance their role is in the team, Maguire, if he isn't going to make a decision, point. If Maguire doesn't point, if you actually look at the clip again, all he does is check his shoulder and he sees that no one's there. Yeah. So now he's thought, let me just cover the space. Yeah. Father's a guilty one of this.
The space ain't gonna score though.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So Maguire's thinking, he sees the space behind him and he's thinking, let me cover the space. What he should have done is, again, point. Sometimes all you need to do is make a decision and point to the space that needs to be covered. If the goal still goes in, you can make that's a bit cowardly because he should have covered the space he's pointing to. No, he's enforcing the decision. It's now on everyone else to act in tandem. Now the game needs to read itself. That's the art of defending. The game needs to read itself when you make a decision. Because at least the worst thing as a defender is to not make a decision sometimes, especially in the dire moments of the game, when everyone's tired. A moment when everyone's tired, you're not quite thinking straight. He has to point to, I guarantee you, if he points, Malacia sprints as the centre back, and then he marks the centre back position.
Bro, I'll be real. If
So
Maguire went over there, Malacia would have tucked in automatically because as a defender, you just understand. He's not going to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
and
of
try and
course.
double up on the outside.
of course,
It's what's understood doesn't need to be explained in football, yeah, as a footballer,
it's
not as a
true as
fan,
a
because most
footballer.
of these fans don't
Yeah.
understand shit. But the point is, like, this is why man have to break things down for you like this, because too many football fans think that there's not a right and a wrong answer in football. There is. Do you know what I mean? Like, too much of this airy fairy hippie shit, yeah, where man are like, oh no, but no. There's
But
right.
me, what
There's
about me?
no, not you. Not
Oh,
you. I'm just saying in general, there's right passes and wrong passes in football. Do you know what I mean? Just
Mm.
like in basketball, they say, yo, that's a bad shot. Just because you made it doesn't mean it was a good shot.
yeah, of course.
The basketball fans in the chat know what a bad shot looks like. Do you know what I'm saying? So in basketball, you can score bad shots, but it's still a bad shot.
No, of
And
course.
this is the point. In football, there's a lot of bad passing. There's a lot of bad passes, bro, that people get away with because players are so good that someone throws them a grenade and they rescue it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, too many times, that pass to Cunha was a grenade. Do you know what I'm saying? Bruno wasn't under pressure. No one was pressing him. He just needed to fizz the ball into his back foot, because anyone that plays football, you want that ball fizzed into your back foot. Beautiful. Just fizz it into my back foot so I can take a touch. And if I need to shield or
Take the weight
whatever,
off it. Yeah,
boom,
take
that's
the weight
it.
off
Take
it.
the weight.
Yeah.
I can lean, shield, whatever. The guy's passed the ball outside of the width of him on the stretch. People are saying, oh, Cunha lost the ball. Like, Cunha didn't lose the ball. He was stretching because the
Like,
pass
good.
was shit. And it was a pass under no pressure. And that's where all of this came from. So we can talk about Malacia being cold off the bench. We can talk about Harry Maguire not getting across. But at the end of the day, if he doesn't play that stupid pass, yeah, and he just plays the pass out to Tyrell, who's free on the left, we don't concede that goal. That's it. Do you know what I'm saying? So when Wesley Sneijder, yeah, is coming out and he's saying, yo, like, did you see the Sneijder quotes?
No.
Bro, bruv, I know that Sneijder hates ballers like that anyway. Let me see if I can find it. He
What, on
said,
Bruno? Or Cunha?
yeah, he said there's a reason why players like Iniesta were the best, not because they every time thought it's good to risk a ball because you want to get assists. Fernandes lost the ball so many times versus Newcastle, so many times it's hard to count. And the thing is, this is what I'm saying. Iniesta got, bro, the amount of passes Iniesta played, yeah, people wouldn't look at Iniesta and say, oh yeah, he's an amazing passer of the ball, because he's not doing fucking, he's not doing Favelas, he's not doing KDB passes, but there's simplicity and quality in doing the normal things. I grew up in a time where a midfielder that gave the ball away a lot was a bad player. That's how we used to look at it. Do you know what I'm saying? We used to love Paul Scholes at Man United because he rarely ever gave the ball away. We didn't love Paul Scholes just because he could ping a 60-yarder. If they weren't going to people and they weren't creating goals and assists, we wouldn't be talking about his passing. We wouldn't be talking about it.
To be fair,
now it's all right to just throw grenades at everyone and pick up the man of the match every week.
But when I watch, especially when I'm watching the older games, because I watch them back still these days. Like when I'm watching the older games, I think the bigger problem is also the position you're doing it in as well. Do you know what I'm saying? As much as it being a problem in itself, you can minimize and maximize.
But that comes down to decision making also.
Exactly. Obviously, the main route is decision making. The main route will always be decision making. Then you come execution, then comes and all the other subcategories. But the main route will always be decision making. Do you know what I'm saying? But with Bruno, my thing is with Bruno is that why I'm harsher on Bruno. Yes, because I'm a Liverpool fan. Yes, obviously. But there's also the point where I look at it and go, even if Bruno played for Liverpool, I'd say, bro, Bruno, if you were a left winger, I'd be less annoyed at you for these tendencies. If you were a left winger, you know what I'm saying? In a robust system, I'd be less annoyed at you. But when you are, and let's be honest, the cam who still needs to do a job in the midfield, you still have a job to do in terms of retention. You still have a job to do in the midfield. What you do has a bigger detriment. Your decision making has a bigger detriment to the team than what Mbeumo does. When Mbeumo loses the ball, we can point out now. Oh yeah, as I said at the start of the stream, Mbeumo's all-round game is shit. But Mbeumo's not gonna. You aren't gonna concede every time Mbeumo loses the ball. You're not.
No, but you're right. You're 100% right. But this is why back in the day, the wingers were the only players
allowed to
that were allowed to kind of dribble, lose the ball, or cross the ball and it don't go to no one.
This is why I have
You know what
energy
I'm
for
saying?
Bruno, though. This is why I have energy for Bruno, because he was doing that
Bro,
even
I
when he
have
was in the
energy for any
midfield too.
midfielder that can't
Yeah.
keep the ball.
No. I'm not. Obviously, we're not talking about other midfielders, innit? You know what I'm saying? We're obviously specifically talking about Bruno in this situation. But my thing with Bruno, everyone will tell me I have an agenda against Bruno. There's a little bit of an agenda against Bruno. But at the same time, there's also the line of truth that I speak about when I say that Bruno plays in a position where he's the furthest man forward in the press at times.
And he shouldn't
I
be.
don't know if that's that one there. When he was playing in the midfield too, he was doing the same thing, where he was acting like the be-all and end-all of every passing. Like, you take risks, but take risks when the risk is there to be taken, because the risk has a greater chance of being a detriment to your team in the middle of the pitch. In the middle of the pitch, especially when you are not Marcus Llorente, you are not Valverde, and you are not Szoboszlai. So you will not catch someone over the sprint of 30 yards. And that's what it is. As you said, if Szoboszlai loses the ball, he still made the same dumb decision as Bruno. Like, as you said, just because you made the shot doesn't mean it's a good shot. So even though Szoboszlai's lost the ball and he's able to recover the ball because he's ridiculously quick, it's still the dumb decision. But Bruno knows he's not the quickest and is still making the dumb decision. So it's double dumb. You're double dumb now. You see what I'm saying? And obviously it will be covered up by the fact that he's had X amount of assists and da-da-da-da-da. But I pointed out, he got his assist from a good cross to Casemiro. But the reason you lost again today was the same reason you nearly lost against Fulham. It's the exact same reason you nearly lost against Fulham.
Yeah, but this is the point. It's a net negative thing, bro. The ball in to Cass was a good ball in. Cass still had to fucking get to the front post and attack the ball. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't put it on his head. He's put the ball in a good position, and Cass has beat the defender to the near post, and he scored a good header. But the point is, you've cost us 2 goals and you've assisted 1, bro. So you lost us the game.
As I said, Cass, for me, I said Cass has been one of the better DMs in the league for me. I got castrated for that. Obviously, people will say I hate United, I hate everything about United. I do hate everything about United, but I've given Cass a lot of credit this season. Ask anyone that's watched my content how highly I've spoken of Casemiro, and the way he's been able to marshal his role without having to cover up bare grounds of space and drown like maybe he did the season before when the management was like playing the 2-man midfield and it was all dead. Do you know what I'm saying? He's been able to cover those spaces very well. But as I said, there's a space for Bruno in the team, but the bottom line is that Bruno, his issue will always be, you're not like, this is why I say Bruno's a shadow striker. He plays Dele Alli role.
Though. He is a shadow striker.
Yeah, like this is what I'm saying. Like Bruno Fernandes he plays in that Dele Alli Spurs role, where Dele Alli wasn't really part of the midfield. But Dele Alli, but don't get me wrong, Dele Alli was still a crunches.
But the difference between Dele Alli is, you're right. Dele Alli was tenacious, and also Dele Alli was technical. You could play the ball into his feet, and he could turn and do stuff. Bruno can't do those things.
Wrap it to Ali. You can wrap it, right foot, left foot, first touch, tall, good in the air as well. Actually, no one actually talks about how good in the air Dele Alli was as well. Good in the air, strong. But with Bruno, as I said, this is why I say this isn't the best Bruno. I still say the best Bruno was always when he first came in.
No, but I still think this is the best Bruno. I think we're seeing
he's matured parts of his game. I'm not saying he's been dead, by the way, not dead. Like today, yesterday he reverted to type too quickly.
No, but when I say the best Bruno, I mean, this is his best position we're seeing him in right now. And this is the position he played under Oli as a second striker, bro. He just lucky that he had pinging the things. I think this is the same Bruno we're seeing. We're seeing the same Bruno, and we're seeing the same kind of numbers, bro. It's not a coincidence.
Exactly, yeah. Second striker Bruno is the Bruno. But the thing is, and I know people are going to say, oh, second striker, 10, false 9. It's all the same thing, guys. Let's not be dense. It's not the same thing.
It's not.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's not. It's really not the same thing. As a second striker, you almost have little to less, barely any responsibility. Shouldn't have to explain that, but you have barely any responsibility. There's actually more responsibility as a false 9 than you would have as a second striker.
Yeah, agreed. Second striker literally just has a free role. You can just run around.
If you want to get involved in the midfield, it's just to be. It's more so off the ball structure.
Yeah,
it's more so off the ball structure. Do you know what I'm saying? So, So obviously, when I'm talking about Bruno's second striker position, he's doing second striker things in an industrial 10 position.
Yeah, in a midfield. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, which
he's
is
making the formation of 4-4-2 when it's not. But it's not supposed to be.
when it's
Do you
a
know what I'm saying?
4-2-3-1.
And this is why man are running through our midfield. It's because of him. But because he's putting up stats, nobody is looking at it. And this is why I don't like people using stats as a marker to how well a player is playing. Because you're getting stats here because you're not doing the basics of what you should be doing. That's why you're getting those stats, because you're in positions that you shouldn't be. At one point yesterday, he was overlapping Cunha on the left wing, bro.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, why the fuck are you there? Do you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be, you're supposed to be the link between the striker and the midfield. Sesko's getting no service. You're running out to the left wing. Why are you on the left wing when Cunha's already there, my bro? And this is
it's the same reason he plays centre back. It's the same reason he goes centre back when you lot. You know when you look back when you lot needed a goal, and I'm seeing Bruno in centre back.
Yeah, but bro, imagine if your centre back was overlapping your left back, bro, when we was attacking, because this is the equivalent of that. The whole point of being in the middle of the pitch is to give us structure and to make sure that we've got triangles around the pitch at all times. Why are you overlapping the left winger as the 10?
Yeah, it's the same way though. If Mbeumo tucks away his 2 chances, the one that goes over the bar, and I think there's another one.
Brother, Mbeumo missed that chance. Lenny Euro fucking the header from Lenny Euro. If that goes to Casemiro, and then the Xerxes chance as well was a great save, bro. Listen, make no mistake about it. The reason why I'm not worried about yesterday, is because we should have won the game. We didn't take our chances. And because of that, we were punished in it by an absolute worldie.
There's still old habits because the squad hasn't been overhauled properly.
Exactly. Like, bro, this is why the only thing I blame Carrick for, and I said it in my post-match, the only thing I blame him for is the attacking changes of Xerxes and Ahmad should have happened 15 minutes earlier. I would argue that Brian needed to be subbed off at half-time because he was on a booking and he was playing shit. So 2 reasons why he shouldn't have been there. But we did enough to win the game. He should have been up top.
Or he should have been up top, outside off of the outside of the general play. So he's more on the end of it. Because
I hear that also.
He missed those chances doesn't mean he's a bad finisher. He's just missed those chances, innit? In the sense that you give him the next one, like at City.
But Brian's miss was a joke, though.
His miss was a joke. That was a balloon.
And he hoofed it over the bar, bro. He could have taken a touch.
No, it's dead, and he ballooned it, and don't get me wrong, I'm on that belly button. I'm on him. I'm on him for that. But Rants, the bottom line is, he would have got another chance. If he was up front, he would have got another one and he would have bagged it. He done the same thing at City. He was crap against City.
Yeah, he was.
On that counter attack, made it. They needed one more. Give him one more.
Yeah.
Give him one more. So, as I said, I didn't come up here and say Mbeumo should be sold and he's shit. I came up here and said, he's involved too much. His all-round game stinks. He's involved
that guy should be coming off the bench for us. Yeah, he should be coming off the bench for us when we need a goal, or just coming off the bench for us. Like, he's a 30-minute player for Man United. As far as I'm concerned, from what I've seen, and I don't need long, he's not good enough as a footballer to be starting for Manchester United every week, bro. He's not good enough, innit? Like, he's got too many technical insufficiencies. And I would say that about a lot of players, bro. Like, I would say that. That's how I feel about Diogo Dalot. I don't mind Dalot as a squad player, but I don't want to see him starting at right back. What Mazraoui was giving us yesterday, you've seen the qualities that Mazraoui has compared to Dalot. Dalot can be the understudy. And Mbeumo can be the understudy to Ahmad because he's not better than him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have an issue. I'm not an idiot. I don't think that this is FIFA. We can't have 22 starters in the squad. Like, football doesn't work like that. Because players will be unhappy. You need players that are happy, to be role players and understand that.
But this is
they understand that, bro. Like, you are important, but this is your role in the team, bro. Brian is not a starter for Man United week in, week out with the level of ability he's got. He's not.
But the thing is, Rants, this is what I mean when I was saying that, like, I don't excuse Salah of these things, bro. Salah should not be playing for Liverpool right now.
Yeah, he shouldn't be starting anyway.
You see what I'm saying, Rants? He should. If we had another right winger, we should be playing that right winger.
So, like I said, your squad building is the reason why you're in this predicament, because you should have got a right winger.
Bro, or just have kept a Harvey Elliott. Do you know what I'm saying? There's many ways we could have gone about this. You know what I'm saying? It could have not playing a player who out of position, Chiesa or whatever. None of that stuff. I'm saying that like when you do deteriorate heavily, or your ability was never there to begin with, it's whatever you guys think here. I'm looking at someone like Mbeumo and I'm going, if Mbeumo was still scoring you an extraterrestrial amount of goals, maybe that's the wrong word,
No,
an
but you're
excessive
right.
amount of goals. If he was getting you, you know what did he get last season? 20, 5 pens,
Something like that,
15
yeah.
open play. Yeah, 15 open play, 5 penalties in it, or something like that. Yeah. If he was getting you, so Mbeumo's on 8 or 9 goals. He's on 8 goals. If he was on 15 goals, yeah, even though you don't lead with
Yeah,
the
you
GA,
can get away with playing the
you
way
can
he's
get
playing.
away with the fact that he's winning you more games than he's costing you, just because of how efficient he can be. Even if he's a volume player, he's allowing, like, the volume is volume, innit? You know what I'm saying? The volume is volume.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Because at the end of the day, you lot in the last 4 games haven't been as good as what you were in your first 4 games. But when your volumes, you can look at yourself in the league and go, now we can address the all-round bit. Now we address that because we've got the space to work with. Now we've got the leg space because we're ahead of everyone else. We've won the
Yeah, but
game.
you know what
we
it is, yeah?
maybe
I don't
should have done
necessarily
before.
agree with that. And the reason why I don't agree with that is you need to understand, yeah, styles make fights. And because of the way that Man United play, the way that Carrick has set us up, certain teams we're naturally just going to look better against. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that we've been worse. I think that what's happened is, stylistically, certain teams we just don't look as good against, bro. And that has not changed, bro.
But
And then the loss
Newcastle
of
come out,
Dorgu has been massive for us as well, because he gave us real width here on the left-hand side that we haven't been able to replicate since he's been injured, bro. So, and we missed him. We missed him yesterday as well. So it's one of them ones. When you look at it, yeah, a lot of Man United fans, yeah, like talking rubbish, yeah, but it's like we've had no Delete for ages. He's our best centre back. We don't have. Do you know what I'm saying? Dorgu's not available, and Maz wasn't being played. So when I'm looking at this team, yeah, there are better teams, better 11s that we could put out. But also, the way that we play anyway, it very much depends on who we play against, bro. Carrick's style of play, yeah. Like I said, the reason why I think Carrick is very similar to Carlo, and no Lissandro as well in the build-up. I think the reason why I think Carrick's style of coaching is very similar to Carlo's is it's very player reliant, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with player reliant coaching, bro, because football's gone far too much the other way, where coaches think that their ideology of football is more important than the players they have. So I would much rather a coach, yeah, that adapts to the players than a coach that expects the players to adapt to them, because there's more players than the coach. So why should the players adapt to the coach? It should be the other way around always, because players will win you games, bro. So because we're setting up in a way where we're relying on players to do their jobs, when they don't do the jobs, we don't look as good. That's all it is, bro. So I don't think that we've necessarily been I don't necessarily think that we've been worse. I don't agree with that. I think stylistically, West Ham, the way that West Ham set up, we were never going to be able to look as good as we looked against Arsenal and City, because those are 2 teams that actually try and play. You know what I'm saying? We're never going to look as good against a West Ham or a Fulham or a Newcastle, a more physical team that are trying to stop you from playing. Newcastle yesterday, their whole thing was stopping us from getting any momentum. They were flopping, diving, fouling. Like, their whole thing was, let's make this game ugly. That was their whole thing yesterday. Do you know what I'm saying? So the game was always going to be bitty, but we still created enough clear-cut chances to win the game. Like, when you actually look at the Euro chance and the Mbeumo chance, yeah, those are big fucking chances, you know? Like, big, as in, like, looking at the white of the goalkeeper's eyes chances. And we didn't take them. We take even one of those chances, we win the game. Just one of them, we win the game. So it's our fault we lost yesterday. It's our fault. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of them ones where I don't know many teams in the league, yeah, that are playing well for 90 minutes. City aren't playing well for 90 minutes. Arsenal ain't playing well for 9 minutes, but they're getting results. Liverpool ain't playing well for 90. Even Chelsea, bro. Chelsea won 4-1 yesterday. They didn't play well for 90 minutes, bro, because they were fucking losing at one point.
Yeah. No, but,
You know
but
what I'm
as I said, I'm not saying you guys. I think, as I said, Newcastle. Even though I said the reason I singled out though in Mbeumo was because Newcastle weren't sitting back. Newcastle weren't on the Everton thing. That Everton's thing was completely different, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not
but
even so much Everton.
you say that they weren't sitting back here like Everton, but bro, what Newcastle were doing was, yeah, off the ball, they were rigid like that, and then they were trying to break quickly, bro. They had fucking, what's his name, Alanga on, and then they brought in that brother that scored.
Yeah,
they always had
Osula.
a pacey outlet.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm
they
saying?
did,
Whereas
but
Everton never had that.
But yeah, Everton and Palace's line were way deeper than Newcastle's line. Maybe, yeah, because their defenders are a bit quicker as well. That you know,
and we created enough. We just didn't take our chances.
But my disagreement was the whole styles make fights. I think there was enough space for Mbeumo to still do what Mbeumo can do. Hence the reason he missed the chance, and it wasn't that he didn't. It wasn't like Sesko where he wasn't in the game. I'm not saying
he missed.
Mbeumo
Yeah,
affected the game.
he missed because he's a bozo. Like I said, we lost that game because of us. I ain't making no excuses. All I'm saying is the style of the game, yeah, against Newcastle was that way because Newcastle made it that way. Very, very physical.
And you allowed them to as well.
Yeah, very difficult to play against anyway. Like, that's how Newcastle play. So, because of that, I have to, and everyone has to, in the Premier League, you have to take every performance as an individual performance because every team you plays completely different. So you can't expect the same level of performance or the same type of performance against every team. This is the reason why City struggle, because City think they can play the same kind of football against every team and they're just going to keep winning. It doesn't work like that.
No, you need to have different styles. I just think that, as I said, when someone like Mbeumo, I think I said Sesko in that game was very anonymous, similar to kind of how he was until he scored the header against Palace.
Brother, he's been shit in every game since Carrick's come in. He hasn't had a good game, but he's got GA. He was horrible, but yesterday is the worst I've ever seen this guy play.
Yeah, and if he scores the goal, again, a lot of people probably do.
Yeah, it overshadows it.
Yeah, it will overshadow it. But as I said, my problem with Mbeumo was that it wasn't so much the miss. Yes, the people are gonna home in on the miss, but for me, it was the amount of like turnovers. Not to say it was detrimental to the side, but I just feel like if Mbeumo had this game against Crystal Palace, I'll get on to him with it'll be like, you know, the low block thing, I hear it, that's not your game. But in a team that is robust, and even though Newcastle do want to sit back at times, they leave gaps. That's why we battered them, because they leave gaps. And these are the gaps that someone like Mbeumo should be taking advantage of. These gaps, whether you're having a good game or not, you take advantage of those gaps, and that's going to keep you in the team. Because if it does, the second you're missing sitters, and not just not getting GA, but also missing sitters,
right?
Everything becomes even more glaringly obvious to the average fan. It becomes
but it doesn't though. Obvious. It only becomes obvious if they don't like you. That's it.
That too as well.
Because that's it. Because there's a lot of players that be doing that, and no one's talking about it. Because
likable thing.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
This is what. But Rants, this is why.
This is why my thing is keep the same energy, regardless of who the player is, what team they play for, what position they play. I don't care, bro. Like, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, like, you see,
this is why I said he needs to be up top.
Yeah, bro. In football, there are rights and wrongs in football. That's it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Just because man are getting away with playing badly, it doesn't mean they're a good player. Doesn't mean that. Doesn't mean that at all. And there's a lot of players in the modern game that are getting away with playing badly, bro. And that's why, like, I've been onto players like Jude and that from the start.
That's
players
a bigger
like that.
conversation. Yeah, that's a bigger conversation of system ball.
But this is what I'm saying. They get away with playing badly, bro. I see this guy constantly turning the ball over, taking bad touches, making bad decisions, giving away stupid fouls, doing all these things. But if a man gets GA, man will tell me he's one of the best midfielders in the world. He's one of the worst players I've ever seen.
If you look at Mbeumo at Brentford, it was actually what people thought they were getting from Mbeumo is actually what Sharda does. And that's gonna sound mad to certain people. But you see the blistering pace knocking it past, man. That's Sharda. Mbeumo, I'm not saying Mbeumo was only on the end of things at Brentford, but he was utilized in a way where he was playing.
But he was a final action player.
Yeah, but he was playing off of Wisa, and Mbeumo's actually got a hammer, you know. He's got a sledge.
He can strike the ball, bro. That's one thing he can do, bro. His crossing and his shooting's good.
If man them his volleys, Mbeumo's volleys, are nuts, you know. You see the way, look at even the ones for Brentford. You know, the half volley. I'm pretty sure he even got one against you, man. He done one against Spurs. It was nasty. Like, there was one volley he even took last season, and the keeper saved it. It might have even been against Newcastle. It might have even been against Newcastle last year. You know the volley that Mbeumo missed? But he's hit it. It was either against City. It might have been against City. Someone in the chat remember. You know, these all got photographic memories. It might have been against City. But broski, he's caught the volley, and I'm like, this isn't a fluke no more. Like, Donny has Donnarumma. It was against City. It was against City. But for him, he needs to be up top. More than, per se, Sesko, because even though Sesko's got a few tidy touches, it's not enough to affect the game. And Mbeumo, the volume player that he is, or is looking like, is still going to get you. It looks like it's going to get you more goals. And this is why some games you'll go with Sesko and you can do the Bruno spamming thing or whatever you want to do. Or you go with Mbeumo up top because he can have the bad game, but he can still win you the game because he's in the game more.
And also he contributes defensively, which is why I thought he was going to start up front instead of Sesko in the Newcastle game. Because Newcastle away, I thought you play Brian there because he does get back and defend. I'll give him that. His work rate is up there and he can still get a goal for you, bruv. But he decided to play him and Sesko and Cunha, which is extremely unbalanced, bro. So if this manager continues to go with this front three, this is when I will question him.
And I
because
think
no one goes without questioning from me. If they're doing things that are shaky, I'll call it out. If he persists with this front three, it would tell me that he's got something missing there because this front three is not balanced. And not only is it not working, it cannot work. Fundamentally cannot work. You need at least one facilitator in your front three. I would argue that really you need two, but you need at least one. Like Cunha, Mbeumo, and Sesko, none of these guys are facilitators. And Bruno doesn't look after the ball. So between that front four, you just got four men that are just turning the ball over all the time, bro. Like, it doesn't make no sense, bro. None whatsoever. What do I do with Mbeumo now? I bench his Clark for Ahmad. That's what I do. I bench him.
Yeah, I hear it. As I said, man, I was told I have an agenda in it. But yeah, no, I think there's a role for Mbeumo, but as I said, too much build up. Too much build up in my opinion. I think you looked better with Xerxes and Ahmad.
Of course we do, because they're two guys that look after the football. Like, we play better football with these guys. When we're playing against teams where we're going to have the majority of the ball, Xerxes and Ahmad have to be on the pitch, bro. Like, as soon as Newcastle got them man sent off and I knew we had an extra man, I'm bringing on my ballers now because now we're going to have to unlock a team that's going to be very, very stubborn.
But this is where the manager stuff comes in because maybe this is just because it's my style in it, or my preferred style. I wouldn't bring Xerxes on as the 9. Or if
he brought him on as the 10 and he was cooking yesterday.
Yeah. Like I'd bring on Xerxes in the 10. I'd keep Casemiro on. And if Ugarte is there, I know this is mad. I'd rather, again, and I say I'd rather have Bruno play in Ugarte's position, but tell Bruno sidewards and only forwards on if need be, and let Xerxes, let Joshua do what he needs to do. Because if you just bypass him every time, it's not going to do shit. Let Joshua do what he needs to do and put him way more up front because he's going to win you the game. Do you know what I'm saying? And then obviously let Ahmad cook on the right wing or do what Ahmad does. Like, that's the way I would have done it. You know what I'm saying? For me personally. Or if you're going to bring Xerxes on in the 9, let him drop in and then you treat Cunha, then you let Cunha and Mbeumo or Cunha
that makes more sense though. That makes way more sense. He splits them two and them two go and get the goals, bruv. That's how it should be. And this is the facts, bro. Profiles will always be more important than anything in football, bro. You can get a player that's the right profile and not as good, yeah, that can make the team better, bro. Because there's no point having three
Yeah,
strikers that don't complement each other.
Go to midfield free and play the wingers highest. So as I said, you've got Cass there if he's still on. Obviously, you got Kobe on one of the midfielders. So if you're doing Kobe, Bruno, Cass, then you move Xerxes into the false nine, and then you have your high wingers, whether they're high and wide or high and inverting. Either what, they're still gonna work. It's still gonna work. Do you know what I'm saying? You could even arguably, if you don't want to, and if you want to refrain from playing Xerxes, you go and play Cunha in the false nine. It's not a role he's not familiar with. It's definitely not a role he's not familiar with. And I think he's not been utilized there enough, in my opinion. I think Cunha's playing out on the left. He's doing it for the team right now because you don't have a natural.
Yeah, because we don't have no one else, bro.
Yeah, so I think Cunha's also been used as an option up front. He's also been used as an option up front.
I think Cunha's best position is the position that Bruno's in right now. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. That's his best position, bro. That
work hard as well. I don't know, man. I think just to pivot to Liverpool though, innit? Because I wanted to just speak on few things with this Liverpool thing, yeah. Like, I'm only now being told, oh, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, like he's had a great season and that, but yeah, like, is it a best out of a bad bunch thing? Why does it take 29 games? Why does it take 29 games to realize something like that? Why, bro? Why does it take people so long? I'm sorry. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it frustrates me because I'm not taking away from Szoboszlai's good season. We can all sit here. I think we can all, as football fans, say Szoboszlai's having a good season. Yes.
Yeah.
He is. But it's not just him performing better. It's also the team's overall level dropping, him standing out a bit more. But now you're using that as an excuse to push him into conversations he shouldn't be in. Do you know what I'm saying? Some players were just made for the supporting role. That's your thing. And when you push players that are in a supporting role who can contribute to a player that's being relied on, that shows your overall level. It does. And that is why Szoboszlai is not Gerrard. Because by all means, Gerrard can play the supporting role and be the guy to win you the game week in, week out. Szoboszlai is not that player. Szoboszlai was better when people weren't seeing what he was doing for the team. Not saying he's not been good. His level has increased because the game is now in front of him and the game is not behind him when he's playing in the 10. He is a good player. He has great ability as an athlete. But his actual game is better because the game's in front of him. There is no excuse for him to be our player to go, yeah, Dom's going to do it. That's why we are where we are. Do you know what I mean? Him sacrificing, doing what he's doing, giving it to the guys that can win the games, that is what got Liverpool to where they needed to be in the current system that I don't like, by the way, that I'm not liking. Do you know what I'm saying? If you bring him to the forefront, like, he doesn't need to be at the forefront of everything. You know what I'm saying? Gravenberch's regressed, still has good games, but regressed. McAllister's fallen off a cliff. So Szoboszlai is naturally going to look like the better player. But there's a reason why he looks good at right back.
Why is Gravenberch regressed?
Because he's going forward.
What do you mean he's going forward?
He's going forward. As in, he's been told to go forward. And it's leaving gaps. And when we're actually on the ball and teams are sitting back against us, we're getting countered. And like, the games where he's been asked to play the DM role like he's played last season, he's been fine. Crazy levels like last season, not so much, but he's been fine. And Liverpool have looked better. That's why defensively for the last 7 games, you've actually looked pretty good. Defensively. I say defensively, not going forward. Defensively. But when he's going forward, you know who that leaves? McAllister. You know what McAllister is? Off the ball. He's a gardening gnome. He's a mannequin. That's what McAllister is off the ball. That's what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's shit because it's down to the coaching. Yeah, we can talk about the manager. But I think there comes a time where Gravenberch needs to just, yeah, man's not like, there's no point. The carry the ball when you need to, but if you leave that space, we're done. Because you've got Nomeo and Juliet there on the other side. You can only make use of themselves when the ball's at their feet. It's as simple as that. And then you've got Salah starting week in, week out. Should it be happening? Gakpo starting week in, week out. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. The thing is, when he actually goes up front, he don't actually look that half bad. Oh, it's almost like he's a striker, isn't he? But you look at it now, and even Ekatike is now a victim of this style. You take Verts out of this, and now it's just a walk-in car crash. It's just walking. It's just stench. It's just stench all over the gaff going forward. And then you mix that in with the fact that I have my wingers as right backs and my right backs as wingers with no overlaps. It's the most confusing thing I've ever, not confusing, it's the dumbest way to play. You know, I saw Salah where Frimpong should have been and Frimpong where Salah should have been. I swear to you, I should be getting the ball, I should be getting the clip up like you did. There was a time where the ball's gone across and outside the box, just outside the box, like 25 yards out, Frimpong's received the ball and then he's given the ball to Salah out wide. And then Frimpong's just stayed there. Rather than going around the winger, or he just stayed there. I saw Rio get the ball and Curtis Jones was outside of him in the left back position. Curtis Jones just ran in field. He just ran in field. And then 3 players stood in front of Rio. 3 players just stood in front of him. 3 of them. Our movement off the ball is the worst. I cannot tell you how static everything is. It's so static. It's the mass. It's the I told you I'd rather stomp on Lego. It's eyesore football. You know what I'm saying? And Van Dijk, people aren't gonna like this. Van Dijk was flawless up until that mistake. He was having a great game. He makes the mistake. We'll corn him for the mistake. We'll corn Konate for also being too close. But why is it that what I'm annoyed about is that sometimes, because if Van Dijk does the Gabriel thing and if he does the Gabriel thing and throws himself like a ballerina, he gets the foul. Gets the foul and nothing happens.
Maybe he does, you're right.
Throws himself like a ballerina like Gabriel did, nothing happens, you know? But here we are. And then obviously, like what you said, leading to the goal, the goal that we conceded. Yes, it's a deflected. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a deflected goal.
I've seen it, yeah.
But it's the lead up to the goal. Szoboszlai gets the ball and he's trying to do this fucking I am him thing. We're not, it ain't Hungary, bro. It's not Leipzig, bro. He's trying to do the little ball rolls, hold him man up into the. What are you doing, bro? You're trying, you know the man that put the foot on the ball, do the last. That's not you, bro. Be yourself, bro. That's not you. Like, this is a you that you think that you've become because everyone else is shit, not because you're great. You know what I'm saying? He then loses the ball, whether it's a foul, another question. He loses the ball. Curtis Jones does well because Wolves aren't good enough to actually make the final pass. So the ball goes all the way out wide. Curtis Jones wins the ball. I've got man telling me it's Curtis Jones's fault that he passed the ball back to Alisson in that position. Have you seen it? Have you seen the pass?
Highlights, yeah.
Have you seen the pass? I've got man blaming Curtis Jones for that. Because Alisson didn't kick the ball properly. He said, in that position, why is he taking so long and giving the ball to Alisson? What? He passed the ball with the perfect weight for him to swipe the ball first time. Man are telling me it's difficult to generate power when you hit when you underhit the ball, It's easier to put your weight through the ball. I don't know why I've got to break that down for people. Why do I have to break that down to people? Alisson, it was a poor kick from Alisson. A man them are saying, why is Curtis Jones going back to the keeper? If Curtis Jones, I don't know what else you want him to do there. What else you want him to do? Oh, it's too. If you're saying he takes too many touches, fair enough. But that doesn't lead, him taking too many touches doesn't lead to the goal. Alisson's kick leads to the goal. And then the fact that Szoboszlai and Rio watch man control it, take it down, take another touch, square up, and then shoot. That's what leads to the goal. That's what leads to the goal. Alisson went under pressure. He went under pressure. He wasn't under no pressure. So how are you looking at Curtis Jones? He wasn't under no pressure. So can we not pass our players the ball with little weight? Like, deal with that. It's not like, bro, if Curtis Jones wrapped it into his feet, different stories. Wrapped it into his feet, ball's all bobbly, you've killed him. He's given Alisson the pass that we were talking about that Bruno didn't do to Cunha. He's on his stronger foot, the weight's right, and he's still fucked up. If Bruno gave the ball to Cunha's stronger foot in his circle, because it was outside the circle, in his circle, stronger foot, right power, not bobbly, no one's talking about Bruno. No one's talking about Bruno. We're saying, why is Cunha not? So for me, as I just said, it's a combination of errors. And at the end of the day, teams are always going to have one or two opportunities when you're an attacking team. So them scoring from their first on target, that's not something I've never seen before. We won 26 games out of 27, and Watford beat us 3-0, and they scored with their first. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's always games where a man are just going to score with their first chance. Bare games that's happened, bro. There's games we won 5-1. We gone 1-0 down. Beating Arsenal 5-0, 5-1. They scored Ainsley Maitland now scored the first goal with his first chance, bro. After us dominating them. It happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens.
Yeah.
But when teams are scoring with their first chance, you don't always look at the defense in that position, because for 70 minutes of the game, they had nothing. It's Konate and Virgil sweeping up everything. Even when the midfield was getting cut through because man weren't there. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear it.
But when there's nothing going forward, Rants, it's almost like you're leaving us to just, once the mistake eventually happens, because remember, as you said, man, no one's going to play well for 90 minutes every game. 90 minutes.
It's not going to happen.
It's a game of football, bro. The shit team are always going to get a chance. And it's the Prem.
Mm.
And it's the Prem. Man are going to get their chances, bro. Newcastle had their chances against you. You know what I'm saying? When they had 11 men. Everton had a few chances against you, even though they were sitting a bit deeper than what they should do. But brother, how many clear-cut chances did we create? And the one where Gakpo cleared it off the line, it's from a corner.
Mm.
It's from a corner. We're a meaty Arsenal, bro. We're a shit Arsenal, bro. It's from a corner. It's from a flick on. It's actually from a flick on. When we counter press and win the ball high up, we still don't make the right decisions. Salah made the wrong decision when it was 1-1. Gakpo won Ekatike won the ball high up, gives the ball to Gakpo. He has 3 players, 3 against 2. He shoots, goes straight to the keeper. He shoots. Keeper holds it. Like, it's the decision making as well as the bad tactics. It's also decision making. That's why it's not 100% on Slot, you know. Because even though Slot's not a good manager in what he's doing right now, we still have better players than Wolves.
Yeah, 100%. And it was errors, bro. Like, they can't blame Curtis for that, bro. The kick from Alisson was a joke. Even the fact man used the inside of his foot to kick the ball, like he scuffed it. Like, the kick was mad, like some banana foot thing, bro. Get your laces underneath that ball and put it over the halfway line. That's why I love. See my goalkeeper, but I told you, man, this guy's top 3 in the league and he's not free, blood. I told you. You see that kicking with both feet, my keeper, Lomans, bro, brother. He's pinging that over the halfway line, easy with both feet, blood. He never doing that. That spoon foot thing that Alisson done was crazy. That was a spoon foot thing,
bro. I couldn't even defend. I couldn't even defend it. And then my thing is that I've got my manager coming out and saying the Premier League's boring, bare teams aren't good to watch, which is right, by the way. But it's right.
And
But then,
Hertzler said it as well, but it's
Yeah,
like you can't say it from that position because it looks like
yeah,
you're
right
salty,
message,
innit?
right message,
Yeah.
wrong messenger. Because what
Yeah.
you actually, again, and this is why I went on, you saw the Sky Sports thing that I put up, bro. How can you sit there and say the league's boring when you're boring?
It's true. His football's not even good. It's not like he plays expansive football and you get me. He doesn't.
Man, don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that from you. You get it? I don't want to hear that from you. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear it from you. You're the problem. Why is the problem telling me what the problem is?
I hear it.
You know what I'm saying? The problem just keeps telling me what the problem is, and I can't take it anymore. Can't take it anymore. It's so annoying. It's like he's trying to piss everyone off. It's like he's trying to annoy everyone. Like
Just because he knows he's
swinging on his
leaving
way
anyway,
down.
so he's like, "Fuck you lot." You know what I mean?
He's just on it's just a swinging thing. As I said, brother, like we're playing boring football, and I've got a zit on the halfway line. I've just got a zit in the dugout, bro. I've got a walk-in zit in the dugout, bro. And he needs to be popped. He needs to be popped. He needs to go, bro. He needs to go, bro. He needs to go. It pisses me off, bro.
I hear it.
Because when a gal tries to tell me what the problem is and she's the problem, I don't have it. So why am I having it now?
I hear it. I fully hear it, people.
Joke team, bro. Absolute joke team, bro.
Nah,
Absolute
man.
joke.
You lot,
Sorry,
get these
no.
likes up, guys. You know what I mean? We are, I'd say like 80 away from the likes target, bruv. I mean, there's over 1,000 in here, bruv. We had a 500 likes target. Make sure we reach that. Gonna redirect to MONTS. MONTS' show now. I'm back with Saeed in an hour. Let them know what you got coming up, my bro.
Yeah, I was gonna do reacting to Liverpool tears, but then you man went and lost. So guess I'm reacting to Man United tears this time. And then I gotta check my mirrors because I gotta go back to the Molyneux tomorrow.
Damn.
I gotta check my mirrors, cuz. I gotta check my mirrors. You know what I'm saying? I gotta really check my mirrors, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was going through it. If anyone see my watch along, bro, I was going. And the worst thing is, bro, like, hey, listen, bro. Oh, the sky idea, you know. Yeah, bro. I had to check I gotta check my mirrors, innit? But yeah, man. This was the worst week. Man said Arsenal scammed the win, and we both got popped. And then Chelsea battered them, man. And now we're all in this together. And City, bro. And did you see the clearance at the end?
Nah, but I heard that. I heard that they were mad unlucky still. I heard,
bro. After this, when you're done, go and watch the last bit. Anyone will tell you in the chat. Arsenal fans are inviting Murillo to the trophy parade if they win the league, bro. I'm telling you right now, I can't lie. I don't like Savinho, and I couldn't even tell you why I still like him. Because how you've missed that, how you've given the player a chance to clear the ball off the line like that. You just have to look at it yourself. You just have to look at it and see how you even let that. The ball's scrapping, bro. It's bouncing, scrapping everywhere, bro. Bouncing, scrapping everywhere. Keeper's on the floor. There's no one in the goal. The ball's there for Semenyo to hit it. And you know I hate that the most, by the way. There's nothing more. It's one of my footballing icks, bro. Like, you know when the goal's open and you're there to strike it, but another man just swings his leg at it and still misses, bro.
Yeah.
That's one of my, bro, it's one of my pet. It grinds my gears. Because why are you so hungry? And if you're going to be hungry on my life, you better score. But it is what it is, isn't it?
That's crazy, you know.
A joke, bro. You need to see it.
I'm going to check it out.
You need to see it, bro. Like, that could be the difference, innit? But yeah, United tears today. Maybe a Tottenham reaction. It just depends. If my painkillers wear off, then I can't stream. But if not, then I'll be there. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, people. You know what I mean? Make sure you lot subscribe as well. Big Six Bants. The link is in the title. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back in 1 hour, people, for Red Talk with Saeed.